Breast milk only for the first 6 months. This message is from the Anrin Project, Abia State Ministry of Health.
Day in, out, we sleep and wake up to a rhythm. Now where we they enter our daily grind. And when hunger hits, now Gala sausage roll at the chop. Gala sausage roll, filled with beef. Gala sausage roll, feel your hustle. This is our city.
Sorry, madam. There's an emergency at the shop. They need you now. It's a serious...
Nothing is more serious than a Golden Morn breakfast with my family. Don't you understand? All our winnings start with a nutritious golden breakfast. Now, sit down. Please join us.
Yes, ma'am. At once.
Breakfast is serious business. Handle it with a nutritious Golden Morn. Now with a great new look. Trust Golden Morn to help fuel your family to win every day. Golden Morn. Make every day golden.
OneXBet, your gateway to excitement. Download the OneXBet app from Google Play or the App Store and you can stand a chance to start winning today. Thousands of sporting events and thrilling games are waiting for you. Unleash your intuition and lock with OneXBet. Use the promo code AppleRadio and get a bonus to start. At the heart of the game, OneXBet. Bet responsibly. 18+.
Ọ bụrụ ịzụrụ ahịa na ka onye ahịa gị ọ bịa tụkwasara gị ya nwa nchọnchọ ihe n'elu nke ahụ ọ bụ ịjara gbam jara ka ọ bụ ngwa chegodi na ịzụrụ otu ihe ha bụrụ ihe asatọnye gị gịnị ka nke ahụ bụkwanụ
nke ahụ bụ ovajara
gbam
ovajara ka ọ bụ n'ezie ngwanụ were ọsọ gaa zụrụ sim Airtel ọhụrụ gị ma rịchajikwa ka ịmalite yọrịwa okpukpu asatọ n'uru tinyere bonus 1,000 naira iji sị gị ị bịala.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
The online shopping platform to get quality local and international products is in Abia. Jumia. Jumia offers thousands of products including phones, electronics, appliances, beauty and fashion products delivered at your convenience. Simply download the Jumia app and register, place your order and collect it within a week from any of our closest pickup stations at number 13 Ohafia Street, Umaya, and number 179 Azikiwe Road, close to Methodist Church, Aba. If you need assistance to place your order, just visit the Jumia pickup station closest to you and someone will help you place your order. To give you peace of mind, you can pay at the pickup station when you collect your order, and if you encounter any issues with what you bought, you can return it within 7 days and get your money back. Download the Jumia app right now and try it out. Jumia, your everyday delivered.
Magic 102.9.
Hey! Imugwa ekene dịrị Chukwu. Ngwa egbula oge nye nwa gị ara ozugbo n'ime otu nkeji awa ịmụpụtara ya. Inye ya mmiri ara mbụ ododo ahụ bụ colostrum. Mmiri ara mbụ ododo ahụ bụ colostrum nwere ụmụ ihe ndị na-edozi ahụ nwa gị chọrọ maka ịmalite ndụ ahụike. Colostrum ga-enye aka chebe nwa gị maka ịrịa ọrịa. Cheta, nye nwa gị ara n'ime otu nkeji awa ịmụpụtara ya. Ozi a si n'aka ndị Anrin Project nke steeti Abia na-ahụ maka ahụike.
This is Magic 102.9 FM. Let's do the magic.
Brand new from Airtel.
I'm living in my lane, happy every day. Things are not the same. Oh no. Now I chop from a buffet, unlimited buffet. Why are not they fear? Cause I know it's more than enough for me. Ocean of feet finish. I will not get limits. I have all I need. Airtel unlimited. Data unlimited.
Get unlimited data on a budget. Visit the nearest Airtel shop or dealer to start enjoying unlimited data now.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
My baby is 6 months old.
Oh my! 6 months old? Wow! Now your baby needs more than breast milk. It's time to introduce mashed meals. In addition to breast milk, begin to give your baby mashed meals that contain at least one item from each of these 5 food groups: eggs, fish or meat, fruits and vegetables, oils, beans, groundnuts, soya or millet, rice, potato, maize or yam from 6 months. In addition to breast milk, your baby needs this combination of food types to grow healthy. This message is from the ANRIN Project, Abia State Ministry of Health.
From state to state, country to country, and across the triple W's, we bring you up to date with the latest happenings. Magic 102.9 ABBA, transforming lives through the airwaves.
There is no water, electricity is in politics. Women are marginalized.
As the democratic space gets broader and political activities become more intense, with many Nigerians angling for relevance and agitating for their voices to be heard, Magic 102.9 FM ABBA has taken a giant leap by providing the needed platform that captures the essence of your individual, corporate, and most importantly, your political needs.
You see, the government is trying, but it's just this insecurity.
Yes, showcase your aspirations, opinions, and more as a politician, political party, government, community, organization, association, and more. Join Magic 102.9 FM.
Okay, what is in a name? Well, in Africa, names matter. Whether they are AKA, whether they are real, whether they are just poaching from members of the public, especially in these days that we have, the social media. But nicknames for presidents, for me, is not new. I recall that they called Obasanjo Aradite finger, say they spend money. When Buhari came, they gave him all manner of nicknames.
Baba go slow,
Boo Boo, and Nigerian. And so he bore the insult all through. But today, we know how the story is from 2015. Correct? Was it 2015?
That's right, from 2015.
Okay. So, Oga, forget me then they call you T-Pain. I think that should also spoil you to do the needful. But we'll go into all of that as we start the program this Monday. I am Bonnie Onobu. You're welcome.
My name is Ben Mwatu. Well, the program is segmented this morning. On the first part of the show, we'll be taking a look at trending issues, one of which is the presidential spokesperson Bayo Onanuga asking Nigerians not to refer to the president as T-Pain, that the president actually means well. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is to track funds meant for local government as local government financial autonomy kicks off this November. Organized Labour in Abia threatens strike, issues 7 days ultimatum to conclude minimum wage.
It's not T-Pain. The president has never shied away from telling Nigerians that he feels their pain and is working very hard to make sure that he gives them some relief so that things will get better. This country will enjoy more prosperity. If you check what he has been doing, things are pointing to that direction. And the programs and that he has been implementing, we are beginning to see positive signs that things are getting better.
All right, yes. Let things get better, then we will feel the relief. I think we can turn around the sentence. Let things just get better, then we can feel the relief. Because relief is all that we're expecting, because things are not better. As for the name, Ben, I don't know what you have to say, because that started, it was a preamble of the show this morning.
Exactly. I've seen all manner of pictures that accompanied that name. But the reality on ground is that Nigerians are going through difficulties. An average Nigerian is really going through pains, unimaginable pains, because of the policies. I've always said, if the president had implemented some of the cushioning policies he's implementing today, before he made that infamous statement that subsidy was gone forever, I don't think the pain and the suffering would have been this much. But the president decided to put the cart before the horse. The reason why we are suffering the way we are suffering.
Well, for me, and I think you have just said it, but just to shed a little more light on it. From day one, from the beginning, the problem we have is that we have a National Assembly that is captured. A National Assembly whose leadership, even those who were questioning the policies of Buhari, there are many people who thought was a retired soldier, still had military hangover, was a no-nonsense man. Those who queried President Buhari at the time are all silent today. I don't know if it is some form of compromise. Is it tiredness? I don't know. But I think if our representative legislative instruments, we may be able to see some of these policies, not being in place because they are not affecting the people properly. Yes, fuel subsidy has been removed. Fine and good. The benefits of that, what next? We're not getting it.
True.
The fuel queues come here every other time. The grids, they keep collapsing. Even I
said it wasn't enough.
And he said it wasn't enough. And I saw another senator who was justifying it. But you and I, the ordinary Nigerian, those who voted for them, those of us who pay for electricity, they don't pay. We buy our fuel. I wonder if they buy for their numerous official cars and the whole lot. Are we getting, in fact, the minutest of 14 million? Do I take 14 million in a year? Do I take 7 million in a year? How many Nigerians take, can I say,
2 million a year.
3 million in a year?
That's it.
And the cost of everything, so much so that dogs are now eating cassava. Lions have started eating.
During an interview yesterday. This was as the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission assured of its commitment to diligently monitor and track expenditures of the 774 local government chairmen from the revenue disbursements allocated from the federal government every month. The EFCC chairman, Ola Olukayode, had said the anti-graft agency would monitor the budget performance of all the local governments in the country. Olukayode, in an interview published in the Commission's magazine, stated that the EFCC would monitor the budget performances. He lamented the overbearing influence of state governments on the resources of the local governments and said the Commission had expanded its presence and coverage across the country. He vowed that any local government official who misappropriated funds would be apprehended.
Even if it is just that portion, all right, because people are saying they may approach the courts and all that. That is number one. Two, the chairman of local governments, and I hear that by the end of this month, any local government, all local governments should have held their elections. Fine and good. The local government chairmen, when so in place, do not have immunity. Governors from day one since 1999, the very corrupt governors, have been put on the line of prosecution. They have never been completely, conclusively prosecuted. Only a few innocent ones went to jail, and we can count them on account of their complicity in corrupt matters. The likes of Darie, okay, and he had even left as governor when that happened. Jolly Tanko Nyame of Taraba, yes, he went to prison. Maybe somebody else can remind me of any other governor, former governor, that has been conclusively, successfully prosecuted and has been punished for eating our money. In the current climate, the electioneering process should inculcate a situation where the state independent electoral commissions will now become INEC by name, but the staff could remain. That is my prayer. I'm not praying that anybody should lose his or her job, so that they will not be under the direct control of governors. Because as soon as an election is coming up in Kwara, for instance, you say the governor's choice, the governor does not like the process. In some states, the CX chairman, I think they are called chairman as well.
That's right.
They also go to see governors, and they have been seen close to elections. All right. So there are a whole lot of things that need to be done. So whether they are paying the money directly or not, Again, those who are going to be chairmen have been politicians over the years. And our people go into...
Wannan saƙo ne daga Arin a ma'aikatar lafiya ta jihar Abia.
Our name is Magic 102.9 Abba. Feel the magic.
Láti dènà àrùn ìgbẹ́ gbuuru àti àrùn mìíràn, pàápàá nínú àwọn ọmọdé, fọ ọwọ́ rẹ pẹ̀lú ọṣẹ àtomi tó ń dà ṣooro. Ní pàtàkì jùlọ, tó o bá lo ilé ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀ tán lẹ́yìn tó bá ti ṣàǹdí fọ́mọ tán kó o tó ṣoúnjẹ ọmọ rẹ tàbí kó o tó fún un lóúnjẹ. Àti pé o, tí ọmọ rẹ bá ní àìsàn ìgbẹ́ gbuuru, fún un ní oògùn oníwóró zinc lẹ́ẹ̀kan lójúmọ́ àti ORS ní wákàtí mẹ́rin tàbí kí ẹ máa fún díẹ̀díẹ̀ nínú ife. Èyí á jẹ́ kọ́mọ rẹ lè ní
Fried rice and roasted beef seasoning from great aroma to great taste.
Elevate every meal with Mr. Chef seasoning powder. Chef 102.9 FM.
Babies are God's gifts to parents, and breast milk is God's gift to babies. It contains all the important nutrients and minerals your baby needs, including water, for the first 6 months. Give your baby breast milk only. Remember, Abia State Ministry of Health.
Ooh, yeah. Happy family, happy home. You know, in every room there's a buka. Get comfortable.
Colostrum ga-enye aka chebe nwa gị maka ịrịa ọrịa. Cheta, nye nwa gị ara n'ime otu nkeji awa ịmụpụtara ya. Ozi a si n'aka ndị Anri Project nke steeti Abia na-ahụ maka ahụike.
This is Magic 102.9 FM. Let's do the magic.
My baby is 6 months old.
Oh my! 6 months old? Wow! Now your baby needs more than breast milk. It's time to introduce mashed meals. In addition to breast milk, begin to give your baby mashed meals that contain at least one item from each of these 5 food groups: eggs, fish or meat, fruits and vegetables, oils, beans, groundnuts, soya or millet, rice, potato, maize or yam from 6 months.
Nigeria. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing since.
Fine. Then again, I think the next question is, yes, 1 year plus since you left office. We call it office. That's where you worked for all of 4 years.
Yeah.
Pardon?
I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Good. What has it been like, really? You know, how has Abba been under the new regime? You must have been making observations as well. You just have a platform now to catalyze it.
Okay. In a sense, you are asking me to offer my opinion about
your observation.
My observation, yeah, of course, my opinion, of course, based on my observation and, of course, the verifiable reports. Well, I think it depends on the perspective from which you want me to look at it. Subscribe to in the history of, well, not only our country, some other countries, it was designed to keep us down. If you take it away from there and go to, well, I mean, I don't have much time. This will require an extensive time for us to have this this type of conversation, for us to understand exactly how the world functions, and understand that each of us, as one out of the over 8 billion people on earth, that we have a role to play, that we have a voice we can utilize, that of course we have our dignity as human beings to protect. That is number one. If you ask me to interrogate it from this perspective, then if you ask me to interrogate it from the perspective of someone who was very vocal with the way I felt things were being done in the last administration. As a matter of fact, let me shock you. The time I was saying that Port Harcourt Road was bad, so that shows you the level of not only, well, Stockholm syndrome, but exceptional level of halo effect. Okay. The typology that is here. If you ask me to view it from that perspective, I have my view. There's another perspective. If you asked me as someone who ran who wanted to be a deputy governor because I believe I had plans, what I believe I can do here, I can contribute in the executive council to the development of this place because I've been elsewhere, I know how the system functions elsewhere, I have an entirely different perspective. So it depends from which perspective do you want me to offer my opinion.
Okay, let's break the conversation down. Let's talk about your observation. You've been in town for a while now. One of the roles that you
branded a kidnapper, I was branded an arms runner, I was attacked physically at Port Harcourt Road because all this because of Port Harcourt Road. I escaped another attack all because of Port Harcourt Road. Why? Because I asked a question. There is no reason why these people should continue to suffer in this way. I mean, it's very simplistic for you to tell everybody, oh, we've not received the money. When I knew, okay, the money, I went to the then country director from Pakistan. I said, Shubham, if World Bank awards a contract in your village in Punjab and a local politician, for whatever political consideration, chooses not to utilize that fund effectively, you can't tell me this. I mean, you could tell it to anybody. Not
is it that the pace is not as fast as you expected?
No, it's not.
Is it the time spent?
No, it's not. Of course, I don't want to go into the cost. Okay, this is an entirely different
because
conversation.
You mentioned it.
Yeah, this is an entirely different conversation because I believe we have the right to know the cost, and we are told the cost. I have my reservations about the cost. That is objectively speaking, because I know it's just 5.7 kilometers. But I'm talking now about the pace. The work has only gone from number 1 to up to Crystal Park. Okay, the people that live after Crystal Park, people like Ndike Nwereji, I can mention families that live around there. How would they feel? They pay their taxes. People that trade at Udewani, people that trade at of road construction on dry land. I need to make this point. On a dry land. It's not a bridge in the middle of the Atlantic. Just 5.7 kilometers. You collected this amount of money from us, and this is all we are getting. Okay. Number one, we need explanation. This is you asked for my opinion, so yes, you have to be quiet to make my opinion.
Go ahead.
The MD of Julius Berger needs to tell us why he is this slow. Does it mean he doesn't have the manpower? Does it mean he doesn't have the resources? What exactly?
18 months. Don't you think you should give them the benefit of doubt? 18 months from November last year, they still have some time.
Well, it's very this is a very interesting and a very smart defense. But then we are talking about 5.7 kilometers. Not only that, I expected and I still expect a more serious pace of work. A more serious pace of work.
Well, in your estimation, the pace should have been faster than what we have right now.
Yes.
But Port Harcourt, right? Port Harcourt Road was not just another road. It was a road that had collapsed completely.
There was an uproar in the house. I told them, listen, the guy has won his election. He reserves the right to go and conduct an inspection so that he can conceptualize the type of approach he wants to take. I mean, he has won his election. There's nothing anybody can do about it. Okay? I so much have the confidence that you and every other person understands that as human beings we have to live in dignity. There was something that the colonizers did when they came here back in the days. They carved an area for themselves. When I say here, I mean when they invaded the global south. They built places for themselves they called government reserved areas. They developed those areas with good roads. The governor himself schooled here at Mumbai High School. So you cannot infantilize. It's good from Abangwa High. This Ngwa High School. The governor schooled here. A former governor also schooled here. Oji schooled at Eziama. I mean, we have people who have done exploits that are from the. So you cannot infantilize this place. There is no reason why a German company should get a contract to do our road, and they're not doing it the way. In fact, if it was in Germany, there will be a protest. I'm being very, very honest with you. So we need to elevate the conversation, but and I must caution, we must not do our criticism in such a way that it will look as if we prefer the people we chased away. Because the people we chased away, I heard they are regrouping now. They've they've divided themselves. When I was telling people that this was a gang of guys who felt they could enslave all of us. Enslavement was the word, because I have no better explanation why you would choose to treat your brothers. The intellectual war, the not political war, but maybe the economic war is not between you and me. It's not between Onyangwa and Onye categorized as black like me, and the other person is because he is white, he is better than me and you. I had let me tell you a very funny. I had a very funny experience. I went to somewhere with some of my staff in Abuja because they were white. People greeted them. Hello, how are you? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? People unintentionally making themselves inferior. They don't know, because see, it's a systemic thing. It has happened over 500 years. So you have to interrogate it from different. The Supreme Court has declared the financial autonomy of local government in Nigeria. It's a landmark judgment. If you recall, it could be likened to the landmark judgment, of course, delivered by my Lord Justice Owais then. The time Tinubu, when he was the President Tinubu, when he was the governor of Lagos State, yes, the Supreme Court gave a landmark judgment. Now they gave a landmark judgment, 7/7, 7/7, unanimous decision. It's a court of policy. It's not just a court of law. Supreme Court, Oku Oluipe, Okucha Ogo, and they went further. They said, no state whatsoever can make any law that will be, I don't know if you've read the judgment. So I am not interested in who wins. That day I will go and vote. Why I'm not interested is because I don't have any interest in anybody who is running, and I don't even care. Two of my brothers are running. That's what I know. One from Asopaja, one from Nintu. They are my brothers. They are on. I don't know the other one. One I know, because he called me up. The other, it's very simplistic for them to write 3 point this for this, 3 point this. Now we investigate this. Very, very easy. Okay. It's very easy for us to put them in jail. So it's not.
Our time is up, Ben.
Well, there were other issues I wish we had time to talk about. For instance, the health sector. It was one of the sectors you talked about regarding your constituents. Maybe in 30 seconds, can you tell us your assessment? Has things, has the sector improved as far as your constituency is concerned?
Well, if you're asking me now to be specific about my constituency, you are now asking this now my personal opinion and not a reflection of the opinion of the almost 1 million people that live in that constituency. I think it hasn't, because I know no level of servitude and poverty unknown to any other continent on earth. It's very, 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 very sad.
We've practically run out of time. I wish we had more time to continue the conversation. We want to thank you, Honorable Obi Nachita. If you go in, getting to hear from you this morning.
I'm also delighted to be home. Well, I've had lots of encounter with majority of our brothers everywhere. Umuchineke ọ ga-adịrị anyị na mma. Onye na-eme nke ọ na-eme ya na-agara ya. Onye emela nwanne ya anya ukwu, onye achọla nwanne ya ukwu, onye biri ibe ya biri, ọ ga-adịrị anyị mma.
Groundnuts, soya or millet, rice, potato, maize or yam from 6 months. In addition to breast milk, your baby needs this combination of food types to grow healthy. This message is from the ANRIN Project, Abia State Ministry of Health.
People and Politics, providing the alternative voice within the democratic space.
For the intervention through Right Honorable Ikweche. He's a man of his words. I know that he will do it.
The lawmaker used the occasion to remind members of his constituency of the ongoing registration for the training of 5,000 persons in different vocational skills. While still from Abia, organized labor in the state has threatened an industrial action, issues 7 days ultimatum to the state government to conclude the minimum wage negotiations. In a communique issued on Saturday, the organized labor warned that should the government fail to meet up with the deadline, it would be forced to reactivate its earlier suspended strike. The organized labor in the state has given the state 7-day ultimatum to conclude the negotiations starting from Saturday, October 26. In a communique on Saturday, the labor unions no agreement between the organized labor and the government occasioned by non-provision of payment templates by the government, be that whatever the state government has decided to pay the workers this month of October will be termed as a bonus payment to cushion the effect of hardship and palliative award and not minimum wage, national minimum wage, and D, that notwithstanding the delays and dilly-dally from the government, the effective date for the payment of the new national minimum wage remains 29th July 2024.
Well, Labour is expressing suspicion, and I hope the State Assembly will do the needful, because Abia cannot be singled out.
Indeed.
For me, I was happy when the governor, courtesy of his Commissioner for Information, said they were going to start paying this month.
Arrears, for instance, you just heard the labor unions talking about July, whereas the state government says it will be taking effect October. So it is obvious that all this while the state government did not mean well. They were just buying time, because if they actually meant well, they would have consulted the labor unions before going public. What we have seen over time, it's not peculiar to Abia. Most state governments, whenever the federal government approves a new minimum wage, what they simply do is to ensure that the least grade level officer gets what the minimum wage is supposed to be. But the consequential adjustment for other ranks is practically nothing to write home about. Last week,
howsoever, called for from holding carrying on the PDP Congress in Abia State, or to reschedule it to be held on any other date or location pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice already filed. The court also on the same July 25 restrained the defendants by themselves, their representatives, servants, agents, assigns, or howsoever called, from taking any decision or giving any directive to further extend the already expired tenure of the last state, local government and ward executive officers of the People's Democratic Party in Abia State pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice already filed. According to the court, in a deliberate slap to the face of the court, all the caretaker committee members of Abia State PDP were all members of the immediate past State Working Committee. Well, just to take a bit of it, he was happy. I'm thinking, just like you are thinking of what he should have said, I'm also thinking of what I thought, that he expected something fast, because it's like when you are in pain for so long and somebody says, let me put medicine for you. You would expect that the moment he applies the medicine, the pain should go. That is the angle I'm looking at it, from. Anyway, thanks for contributing.
Hello, good morning.
It's so good.
Okay.
Our government, Mr. Governor, please change. not the feeling of people who...
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, on Facebook, Ono Haikechuku, I just have likes for Obi Naichita. I wish he would have the opportunity to implement these thoughts and experiences to the leadership seats of the state and country as a whole. Ambassador Philip Okorie commends Honorable Obi Naichita for his dogged efforts when he was in the House of Assembly to see to the reconstruction of Port Harcourt Road. I equally appreciate him for recognizing the quality of job being done, but I must confess that his reservation on the pace of the job is uncalled for. Whatever it takes, Julius Berger, 17 months out of the 18 months they gave to dwell between number 1 and Crystal Park, I don't think it should be a reason.
Ya kasance cikin koshin lafiya, rika shan kwayoyin iron da folic acid kullum yayin da kike dauke da ciki don kasancewa cikin koshin lafiya. Saboda haka, sai ki rika ziyartar cibiyar lafiya ko asibiti akai-akai don yin awon ciki. Wannan sako ne daga Arin a ma'aikatar lafiya ta jiha.
The Alternative Bank. Go beyond.
Our name is Magic 102.9 Abba. Feel the magic. Láti dènà àrùn ìgbẹ́ gbuuru àti àrùn mìíràn, pàápàá nínú àwọn ọmọdé, fọ ọwọ́ rẹ pẹ̀lú ọṣẹ àtomi tó ń dà ṣooro. Ní pàtàkì jùlọ, tó o bá lo ilé ìgbọ̀nsẹ̀ tán lẹ́yìn tó bá ti ṣàǹdí fọ́mọ tán kó o tó ṣoúnjẹ ọmọ rẹ tàbí kó o tó fún un lóúnjẹ. Àti pé o, tí ọmọ rẹ bá ní àìsàn ìgbẹ́ gbuuru, fún un ní oògùn oníwóró zinc lẹ́ẹ̀kan lójúmọ́ àti ORS ní wákàtí mẹ́rin tàbí kí ẹ máa fún díẹ̀díẹ̀ nínú ife. Èyí á jẹ́ kọ́mọ rẹ lè ní ìdápadà omi ara àtokun. Bákan náà, yọjú sílé iṣẹ́ ètò ìlera tó bá súnmọ́ ọ jùlọ láti gba ìtọ́jú fọ́mọ tó ní àìsàn ìgbẹ́ gbuuru. Ìkéde yìí wá láti àkọ́ṣeṣẹ́ Arin.
Anudol suppositories. Anudol suppositories get bismuth of gallet, balsam peru, and zinc oxide to tackle bile.
Come out and they're easy to swallow. Chai. I correct game changer. Amatem soft gel.
Amatem soft gel. Now to treat malaria. If body not well after 3 days, see a doctor.
Magic 102.9.
Hey! Ịmụgo nwa ekene dịrị Chukwu. Ngwa egbula oge nye nwa gị ara ozugbo n'ime otu nkeji awa ịmụpụtara ya. Inye ya mmiri ara mbụ ododo ahụ bụ colostrum. Mmiri ara mbụ ododo ahụ bụ colostrum nwere ụmụ ihe ndị na-edozi ahụ nwa gị chọrọ maka ịmalite ndụ ahụike. Colostrum ga-enye aka chebe nwa gị maka ịrịa ọrịa. Cheta nye